Now we want to turn to our conversation about pets in need. If you love animals, you'll certainly agree that this number is staggering. The ASPCA says nearly 1 million shelter animals are euthanized every single year in the United States. More than half of those are cats, the rest dogs. And that's in spite of heroic efforts of countless rescue organizations nationwide that work tirelessly to find a family for abused, neglected, and homeless pets. And one of those organizations is Buddy's Second Chance Rescue here in Western New York. Julie Starr is with us. She's the founder of that organization. And we asked you on, Julie, because, we profiled this story. It's posted right now on WGRZ.com, looking into pet fostering and all that you're doing. Tell us, who is Buddy, first of all, and what is your mission?
Buddy's was founded in 2013, and our mission is basically save one until there is none. Our fosters, take these animals into their homes, and we want to continue to save until we don't have to save anymore.
A lot of Western New Yorkers have adopted a shelter animal, but more foster homes are needed. We've certainly heard that. It's not a new problem, but it seems to be acute right now. Rescues obviously work to find forever homes for these pets, but that's a sort of a stopgap in between, right? Explain to us what exactly that means, and can you dispel some of the myths about fostering a pet?
Basically, people say that they can't do it. It's too hard. We try to explain to them that the alternative for these animals is even harder. We pull from one of the largest kill shelters in the country, and our fosters are their only chance at getting out alive and to finding their forever homes.
I've heard from some people who have said, I'd love to foster animals, but I'm afraid I would get too, connected to them. Is that something? I think that's one of those common things that you hear from people, but I would also imagine that you kind of get over that when you think about the difference that you're making for these pets.
Yeah, absolutely. Usually people get involved to foster because they know that they want to save lives. And, it does happen. People foster fail all the time. So there's nothing wrong with that. You're still saving an animal. We always tell our fosters that when they save one dog out of the shelter, they're actually saving two dogs. They save the dog they took and the dog that now gets to take its place and live another day there.
Let's talk about the money part of this. What is the financial situation for someone when they take on that job of fostering a pet?
For fostering, there is no money at all. We cover all vetting, food, crates, toys, treats. The only thing we ask that they provide is a loving home until that dog's adopted. We cover all financial aspects of the fostering.
So, Julie, for people who are watching us right now who are thinking, all right, I'm in a position where I could do this, and maybe they're interested, what advice would you have to them, and how maybe could they reach out to your organization? I'm sure you could use the help, right?
Oh, absolutely. The more fosters we have, the more lives we can save. And our volunteers are always on hand to answer questions. It's not set in stone. You can fill out a foster application on buddysrescue.org. One of our foster coordinators will get in touch with you, and they can go over the whole process. You might find that it's something that you're interested in and something that's just not for you. You can try it a few times, and, then you've saved a few lives. But, giving it a shot is worth, saving that dog's life for sure.
Finally, Julie, I think about, here in Western New York, we have so many organizations like yours. Our, animal shelters aren't euthanizing, these crazy numbers of pets that we're hearing about in some other states. But do you think people are aware of what happens in other parts of this country? I mean, we mentioned almost 1 million animals facing euthanasia.
Yeah, unfortunately, I think a lot of it falls on education. I think people just don't know. And that's also part of what we're trying to do, is to educate the public, as to what, not only what our mission is, but what we're trying to change. The shelter we pull from brings in almost 20 dogs a day. That's, it's a lot of dogs. So just think that's that many that aren't getting out of the shelters.
Yeah, no doubt. I encourage everyone to go to WGRZ.com. Again, we have a lengthy article that our Maria Sisti wrote. She interviewed Julie as part of that, and it's got a lot of great information in there. Julie Starr is with Buddy's Second Chance Rescue. Thanks so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me.
All right, and thank you everybody for watching the Town Hall on this Wednesday evening.